So let's get started here. Just go. Gotta put these away. Nope. These are in here. Looks like I have more fertilizer. I'm not really sure when there's going to be a time to have a sufficient quantity of fertilizer because it just takes so long to harvest, almost unnecessarily hard. I think they're going to need to add a better way to either acquire it, or like a mechanism to farm it of some sort, because it is rough to try and get enough of it to make any level of value um, to use in a farm. All right, let's see here. Just checking some things here. Perfect, perfect. And going to get rid of all this moss. Oh, that needs to go back up there. That away. We need to convert these into wool and put them in our chest. Maybe 1 year we'll have enough wool for that. I should also make some more repair, some toolkits while I'm at it, some repair kits. Perfect. I always have to have like 25 repair kits on me for it to feel like it's helping. And I'm probably not gonna repair this pickaxe once I'm done with it, so I'm gonna make another pickaxe while I'm here. Perfect. Another pickaxe it is. Yeah, these. The more I make repair kits, the more I'm really going through light leather, so I'll have to find a way to just try and harvest those. Alright, good, 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 good. We need more than 10. Make some more. Perfect. That there. That my toolbar. Keep these. Put that up there. Okay, we're golden. Let's start mining again. And then we'll go from there. Where am I going over here? Alright. Get that rolling. Let's see. That bear's back. Squirrel. Alright, I think we were trying to finalize that mountain over there. Push this over there. Perfect, perfect. And checking on things. Interesting, interesting. Alright, let's get after it. Yeah, once this one's removed, we only have a handful more. We are going to need to dig out that waterway in the middle. So that should take us a little bit of time, but it's nothing we can't take care of. Let's see here. This pickaxe should actually be worn down pretty fast. Once it starts getting down to this point, pickaxes don't really last very long at all. I would like a little bit of Hytale music. Get a little music action. Or not music action. There we go. Perfect. Keep going here. I think once, I don't know. I think once at least these, oh, how many there are over there? Maybe we have this one and maybe 3 more we really need to get out of the way. There's a small one over there, but that one's not going to take long at all. It should be a pretty straightforward process, honestly. Something I really like about Hytale that I wish Minecraft did or did better was the birds flying in the sky. It's just, it adds so much immersion to everything that's going on. Look at that. We're just minding our own business and there's just random birds off doing their own stuff. there it goes. That one is going in the scrap container when I get back. This nice brand new one that starts at 400. I feel like at this point it's easier for me to obtain resources for the pickaxe than it is for me to obtain resources for the repair kits. I guess I shouldn't say easier. I guess if I took the extra time to get some light hides and actually properly stockpile it. I think if you go into caves, rats give you a pretty decent source of light hides. So that could be one way to farm it. I haven't found any way to guarantee their spawn rate, though. So you just kind of have to navigate around caves hoping that at some point you come across a rat. But sometimes you get lucky and they spawn, like, everywhere. And then you can end up with 5 to 10 light leather almost immediately. So that's good. Let's see here. Oop. Almost fell off that. Honestly, just removing these little mountains, I feel like, is more in-game effort than I have so far put into just about anything else in Hytale. It takes so much time to get anything done in this game, I feel like, compared to Minecraft. And that could be a misobservation just for how long I've played Minecraft. But it takes a long time to build in this game in comparison. But everything, I guess, would be arguably more worth it. Just based on how much better everything looks. I wonder what their long-term plan is for the crabs and lobsters that walk around on the sand here. I'm not really used to games having these other than, like, in Pokemon. So I'm not really sure. Hopefully they, like, implement them into a game at somehow that you can either, like, tame them as a pet or breed them for, like, farming stuff or harvest them for something specific that gets incorporated. I'd even be completely up for some variation of using them, like, underwater somehow. I don't know. I just hope that they do something with them rather than just constantly standing around taunting you. Let's see here. Alright. Getting dark out. Gotta go and get to bed. We don't need to go back quite yet and unload. We're only halfway. Perfect. Alright, let's see here. I also would love to be able to, like, I don't know, tame an owl. I don't know what it would do for me. It actually, you know what would be really cool? If they implemented a way to tame birds, and they implemented it so that that's how you could use, that's how you could use chat in the game, is by sending your pet bird to communicate with the person that you're trying to communicate. Could you imagine if you were off minding your own business and an owl or like a pigeon or a hawk just showed up to deliver a message, and it asked if you would like to return a message, and you just send the animal back with whatever whatever message you're looking for? I'd be all for it. I would want carrier pigeons arriving wherever I'm at in the world all the time. Even if they couldn't technically fly all the way, you know, they technically had to go behind a tree and like teleport over there, I would be completely fine with it. Carrier pigeon communication, I'm all for it. Maybe somebody would make a mod for it, and I don't know. I'd be so immersed with that, I would send the stupidest messages. Just to send over a pigeon or a hawk or whatever. It would also be, honestly, they could add a bunch of different variations of things to each type of bird. They could have a carrier pigeon that obviously communicates messages, but you could also potentially like tame and fly around with a hawk that potentially like helps you fight somehow. That would be kind of cool. I know some games, what was it? I think Assassin's Creed used them to scout out areas. I'm sure there were other variations of games that had implementations of stuff like that. We are very close to getting it. What is this? About 2 layers to go. It's not bad at all for this one. I thought this one was going to take substantially longer. But it's not taking long at all. I'm going to have to at some point probably go and find the actual graphed image I made. I can start trying to line it up with something. Maybe I'll have to get a count about how many blocks it is on the landmass from like east to west or west to east, and just try and plot out how wide it needs to be from where I'm planning. Maybe I'll measure it east to west from Port Sarim to try and understand where the land at Port Sarim needs to be. And then I'll try and create a grid system maybe from there, because I'll need to know, we'll probably need to build out into the sea over here. Not over here, over there. We'll probably need to build further out that way, because Port Sarim's gonna, I guess, be right in front of us here. And I believe it's like 600 blocks. It needs to be 600 blocks all the way over. There is a little peninsula at the bottom of, I think, in between Remington and Port Sarim a little bit. And I think if I remember correctly, we could always put it in there if we really want to. I'm pretty sure there's a trapdoor somewhere down there. I don't remember exactly where. There's a trapdoor somewhere on the RuneScape map that leads you down into like an iced cave, where there's like, I forget if it was an ice queen. I feel like, I don't know, I feel like there were like lesser demons down there maybe. And I remember it was for one of the free-to-play quests. I don't remember exactly what happened. I think you had to use maybe the sword that you built with the Falador castle. You helped one of the knights at the Falador Castle craft a sword, I believe. And I believe you had to use it in that cave to defeat, like, an ice queen or something. I don't remember. It's been... Sheesh, it's probably been over 10 years since I've done that quest. But... I definitely think it would be interesting to see if we could put in a trapdoor in the location without making it obvious anywhere else that you would have to go out of your way to find it. I don't think there's any way for us to easily, outside of like commands or something, get actual mobs into it other than just keeping it as a cave. Though the way the game seems to do ice and ice-related structures, we actually might be able to, if it truly is an ice biome in that cave, which I think it is, we might be able to replicate that in a way to actually put a full ice cavern in there. But it would be as interesting without actual mobs down there. Oh, wait. I think there was also a special type of ore down there. I think there was ore down there, and you used that ore to craft the actual sword, maybe. There's definitely a reason for going down there. But yeah, we can put that in. And then, I wonder what else. Let's see. I have the photo here. I can just look at the map real quick. If I find it. RuneScape. Map. 217? Is this it? No, that's the full map without the grid. RuneScape grid. Yeah, there we go. Okay. So it looks like not in between. Oh wow, I didn't even know there was a dock at Remington now. There didn't used to be. But there is, it's not in between Port Sarim and Remington. It is south of Port Sarim almost directly. So there's going to be a peninsula probably pushed out here directly south of Port Sarim here. And I guess that's where the trapdoor would be going downward. So that'll be interesting to make. That'll be interesting to... I'll probably get ready with some RuneScape content at some point. So that at some point while I'm building this, I'll probably cross over and hop into RuneScape as well. And try and understand the areas that we're going to be trying to trace out. Let me actually zoom in. Wow. Okay. Yeah, a lot of these buildings are going to be bigger than I was expecting, which is good. It's gonna feel in Hytale like the buildings are actually the size of Hytale, and that's the important part. You don't want to build an entire city in something like Hytale or Minecraft and it not feel a bit to scale at what you wanted to experience. Because I'd love for it to, as much as I love playing RuneScape, I would love for it to feel more like an actual town you can navigate in and out of and maybe find a use out of, rather than just a plain build you can only look at. So I would love for it to have a bit of function as well. That would be huge. It even looks like Port Sarim, the actual coast on Port Sarim actually wiggles a little bit. It's not straight. It does some coastal wiggling. We could just slowly carve. We could pick a spot. Let's see. Because I think, like I said, I think I'm going to have to build out the bottom peninsula because it doesn't go out far enough. But we could pick a spot at some point and actually start trying to shape Port Sarim. And I guess we could do the Port Sarim shore specifically. And once we shaped out the Port Sarim shore, it would be super easy for us to just start filling in the blocks everywhere else. I think Port Sarim might become our starting point, the more I think about it. I think that would be more reliable than trying to just put a cross down the middle of this area and to try and line everything up. Just pick a block on Port Sarim, probably around the top of the lowest peninsula, and then just start tracing it exactly all the way up to the top of Port Sarim, where it's going to end up meeting with where it would normally touch Draenor on the other side of it. Oh, wow. Interesting. It's gonna be like doing one of those, I don't even remember what they're called. Is it cross stitch where you have all of the squares on the actual stitchings? I feel like it's gonna be like doing a cross stitch or whatever the grid system in like sewing is, because it's gonna be so tiny that we're just gonna have to match the colors to the area. So it should be super interesting that we're gonna like paint a picture with single blocks that is then going to become an entire like city, town, farm, port, and everything. It's gonna look that's just astonishing, honestly. Yeah, like right here we would start because the peninsula has to come all the way down here. And then I think this needs to be removed completely. But that is for... we'll flatten it out first. I'm not planning on fully converting it back to ocean until I have a semblance of where everything's supposed to be. I'm hoping that doesn't take too long. I'll probably actually need to make a portal that goes somewhere else to like collect water somehow. I'll have to collect water from somewhere I was never planning on using, because I'm gonna need just infinite water sources. Maybe I can plant... Maybe I can put a teleporter underwater. That would be kind of cool. Find an ocean area completely underwater and just... put teleporter under. Yeah, but we should remove this final layer here. I think what'll also be... Oh man, I just missed so much stuff about RuneScape. The just starting out a game of RuneScape, all of those goblins that are in that area, like south of Falador, always used to trip me up when I was a lower level. I used to have to watch out for them, or they would just mess my day up. I feel like originally when I started RuneScape, I was a lower level forever. I couldn't figure out how to get higher levels, and it was taking me forever, and I was just getting beaten up by every bandit that was on the road on the way to Falador. They would just shake me down. Just completely mess me up. Honestly, kind of think it was a little rude, if I do say so, but that's neither here nor there. Alright, that needs to go into scrapper. Got some... Nope, let's not get that in there. Let's see, what else do we have? Ooh, heavy hide. Down there. I think I created a box for this rubble. I'll have to confirm here when I go put the cobble away. I can't remember. I think yesterday I created a bunch of boxes for the rope. Yeah. That's planning ahead. Perfect. All the cobble goes in, all the sand goes in. Gotta put the meat away. What's it actually called? Raw wild meat. Can I empty this then? Yes. Well, perfect. That'll help us out later. And then if I run out of rubble when building arrows, I can just come in here and grab a whole chest full of them. That would be helpful. Some other day. Not on this day, but some other day. Let's go check the sheep real quick. Make sure they don't need trimmed. Oh, they need trimmed. Perfect. Smearing the sheep. Okay. Let me... well, since the sheep are right here, I'm just going to put this back in my chest as well. Ooh. Is there wool in here? I will take that for sure. I didn't realize there was wool in that chest. Go back downstairs. Craft a bunch of wool. Perfect. Solid, solid. And we get back to it. A fresh, clean inventory. Ready to pick up a whole bunch more blocks. Oop, back this way. Oh boy, it's looking good. Honestly, I feel like we're just making so much progress. Substantially more progress than I was expecting. I was expecting me digging things out for absolute days, but that is not at all what's happening. Let's see. Most of the stuff's gonna take care of. We can leave that stone for now. Let's get rid of this whole thing. Perfect. It's almost like I have a handy dandy helper that refuses to seemingly wear clothing. I don't know that vines count as clothing. I have to be honest. I'm not an expert. I'm not near an absolute expert, but I believe that it does not count as clothing. I think if I tried to wear vines to the supermarket, I would be arrested. That's just one man's thoughts. I don't know for sure, but one man's thoughts. Not the way you do it. How do you do it? What's the difference? I don't think there's anything different, if I'm honest. Well, I haven't really seen any lobsters over here. I feel like historically lobsters and crabs went hand in hand. Oh, wait. Is there a little lobster over there? Nope, that's another crab. False alarm. False alarm. Alright, let's see if our channel rewards still function the way they're supposed to. What are we thinking? We got, let's see, let's do the expensive one. Nope. We already listed that one yesterday. Let's do one of the middle range ones. This one. Interesting, interesting. Interesting. I wonder if I have to be on the actual screen for it to work. What's the other 500 one? This one? Yeah, I think I have to actually be on the screen for it to work. I'll have to look into that. Because I need it to be able to work on, you know, between all of the screens, but maybe it doesn't load all of them for some reason. That or also I'll need to make one page substantially bigger for everything else I need to have on it. I think we broadly have enough channel points at this point to start gambling. I don't think it's channel points. I think it's like bot related points. So it's, I actually don't even know what all of them are. Roulette. I know roulette's one of them. Hashtag or exclamation roulette. Did that work? Niet. What about bet? There's no contest currently running. Okay, alright, okay, that's fair. I have to figure out some of these commands. I think there's literally a commands command. Commands. Yeah. And then we have... How do I want to gamble? Loyalty store. No? Okay. I was right. There is roulette here. Gamble your life away, it says. I don't think roulette's working. There is oh my goodness. There is a lot of copper here. I'm not sure if anything still uses copper. Like an offshoot of something we use. I know that we use a lot of iron now. I'm not sure if we really use copper for anything. I do use copper to make the scythes. I think they are the sickles. I use copper to make the sickles, but it's only one per, and I don't go through them that fast. Roulette's the only gambling one, and it isn't working. Huh. I have 6,000 attendees, apparently. Oh wait, I wonder if you need to put how many of something you want to bet. What if I do roulette 500? There it is. Hopefully it's not just giving me the exact amount that I'm betting, because that would be awkward. Okay, it's just giving me the amount that I'm betting. That doesn't seem right. Streamlab. Nope, it's not Streamlabs. Stream Element? Let's see. Yeah, I was right. That's how it's supposed to work. Roulette 100. It's just give it. Oh, never mind. I just lost 100. Sad Pepe face. Okay. All right. Sheesh, I went all in. There you go. Roulette is fully working. Huh. How about that? El Coolio. I wonder if we kill the crabs, if more things will spawn. I've been trying to find a mod for the server that will grow up any baby animals. I feel like if we were able to grow up the babies, that the spawn rates for regular animals would go up somehow. I don't know if that's accurate. That's purely a theory, but I'm hopeful. Well, that at some point it might be a thing. There's a fox over there that keeps waking up and going back to sleep. Fox. Let's see here. I think I added the fox. Yeah, I did. There. Final stretch on this one, yeah. Oh, my pickaxe is apparently about to almost break, though. That's a little rude. Oh, there it goes. Can't tell. I feel like I can't hear this music at all. Perfect. That one's gone. Hooray! I think there's a little one over here. Go right through the crab. Oh, this one's mostly marble. Honestly, it wouldn't be the worst thing in the world if we removed this one and I started considering to trace out the Port Sarim shore. Would not be the absolute worst thing that has ever happened. Oh, good. Alright, get rid of this. I have a feeling that when it comes to Hytale streams, when people are browsing to consider watching them, they look to see if they see structures in them. If they just see random wilderness, I think they're less likely to join. But that's just one man's thoughts. I'm going to go over to this bed here real quick, because I feel like monsters are about to spawn. Potentially. We'll see. Where is it? There it is. There we go. I also feel like building out Port Sarim is going to give us an ability to understand how high up that we are going to want the hill or the plateau that everything else is going to sit on to go. Since I'm in my head, I am planning for Port Sarim to be the lowest point. So I think if we trace out that portion of it, I think it'll be super helpful. Let's see. Because the lowest point should be the shore related to the water. So once we have that portion figured out, we can figure out all of the rest of it. I'm also wondering if we need the sand to be 1 block above the water, potentially. Or, yeah, I think if I remember correctly, in Port Sarim, the docks are above the water. So they're not like in the water or anything. They are above it by probably, I want to guess, like 2 to 3 blocks. So we're gonna have to have. Let me relook at my photo. Yeah, we're gonna have to have the shores somewhat elevated, which shouldn't be a problem. So I think the actual road and path and buildings where Port Sarim is going to be 3 blocks from the actual sand area. But I don't think that would stop us from having. It actually honestly isn't even sand area for Port Sarim, so we're gonna probably convert that over to dirt, it looks like anyway. But it will make it so that there's no real area that's going to be down right next to the water, except for the slight blocks that are near the actual docks. The docks themselves are going to be way up further. Maybe I should only do 2 blocks. 3 blocks sounds really high when you're looking over it from a scale perspective. Maybe 2 blocks, and the pier will be on the 3rd block. That kind of feels more accurate to me. Because in the game, it shouldn't feel like you're gonna like jump off a cliff if you jump in the water. It would be odd if it was excessively high. But I guess, you know, I might have to actually like log in and look at it again, because they do park large ships there. So it's possible that 3 blocks is more accurate based on the size of ship that they're actually putting there. It would be actually interesting. I don't know how capable I would be of doing it, but it would be interesting to see at some point if we could make the actual ships. I don't know if I would be skilled enough craftsman to figure it out, but I feel like I accidentally said craftsman, which feels a little inappropriate. Slightly. Honestly, we probably don't even have to dig this as far down as we're gonna think. It's giving me a lot of good dirt blocks, apparently, which we needed. Perfect. Did you see that there's a little chick over here? Just all by its lonesome. You can't jump up from the mud. The mud had me trapped. We're gonna have to go back soon and unload. Whoa, 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 whoa. What's going on over there? That looked absolutely dangerous. Let's see here. I'm gonna go out and unload because that just filled me up all the way. Nice, nice. Do. Perfect. Alright. What's this? Marble. Put that away. What's this? Chalk. Sand. More copper. I wish this game also had a similar silk touch feature, because it would be nice to be able to harvest the physical ore blocks so that we could use them where we wanted to. I think in the RuneScape mine below Falador, I feel like it's tin, copper, iron, and gold. I think it has all 4 of those. I got more. Perfect. Okay. Where are we at over here? Oh, random hole in the ground there. Ooh, look at all these glorious blocks. Need to stock up on these. Perfect, perfect. Alright. Looking good. Gotta get rid of this boulder as well. It's a nice boulder. The pioneers used to ride these babies for miles. Might have to get rid of that little island over there as well. I mean, we're definitely gonna have to get rid of that little island mechanic. I should have enough wool to just initially trace out the actual shore over there, so that we don't have to keep constantly like cutting and hoping to trace it out to an exact line, so we know how to cut around it perfectly. I need to pick up these blocks before they despawn. Nice, nice. Let's find a good way. I wonder if I can open up this map in a different application. That makes it pretty. Makes so I can trace stuff easier. Oh, that might work. This might make it so that I can fill it in. Might be a way to draw straight lines on this one. I need almost like a ruler to kind of cut off the bottom peninsula to know exactly where I'm starting at. But I'm sure there's a method to drawing line. This one doesn't let me zoom in anymore like the other one. Huh. Either way, I think that helps me know exactly where I need to go. Discard changes. This one lets me zoom in a crazy amount, which is great. Okay, so right there. I have a spot. I have a spot that we'll be starting at. I almost wish it would let me like highlight things on the map without forcing me to edit it. Actually, it looks like that might have this feature. That's nice. Nice. It looks like it's gonna start further on the outside and cut inside a little bit. So we're probably gonna have to create some water areas. Closer reading the ground. Not close enough quite yet. Actually, we might be able to stop it here just because, or stop it on this layer. Just where it's aiming, and then we can recheck it once I trace it all out. I'm pretty sure it'll all come up to this point, but we can make sure. I have enough dirt on me to start considering doing something. Let me go get more wool. And then I'll be right back. And then I'll see if I can start tracing this officially. And we'll at least know where we're at. Let me go check the sheep real quick. Okay, they can be sheared again. Shear them. We'll get the last of the wool that we can from them for now. Make some more wool blocks and then start tracing. Nice, nice. Having at least 4 adult sheep has not been the worst thing. Hasn't been giving massive quantities of wool, but it's definitely giving enough for us to slowly stock up on it, looks like. Alright. Perfect, perfect. Now, the way I am counting this is by lining up with the bottom of this shore. Because there's going to be a peninsula that goes further out there. Actually, because of how far down this goes, We might be able to use that as some of the peninsula. Like if I started further down this way, because I'm pretty sure these are more flat. So we need to have some of these blocks on hand. That's something. Okay, so then if I trace this exactly like I see it. Whoops. Let's start right there. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Get rid of that block. And then that would be a 1, 2, 3. And then we would do right there. 1, 2. Go up 1. This is actually tracing out the map. It's crazy. Can I start dotting these while I'm doing it? That might save me some headache. Dotted. 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 So then we need another. Whoops. Okay. I accidentally closed that out and I don't need to annotate. Alright. Where? Oh, I was right here, wasn't I? No. I'm down here. Guess I was down here. Did that? Oh. Oops. Big. One, 2, 3. Okay. 2, 1. 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. And then it needs to go up 1. Actually, it needs to go up 2. Oh, 3 there. And then it needs to go out 2. And then it needs to go up 2. Let's see, what do we do? Up 3, out 2, up 2, out 2. Did the 3, did the out 2, did the up 2, did the out 2. And we need that 1. And then 1, 2, 3. have to try and keep track of this so I don't get confused. 3 is the last one that makes sense. Then 1, then 2. 1, 2. 1, 2. Oh, apparently we need to go out more here. 2. Then diagonally up 1. Interestingly enough, we'll have to mark this, but it looks like we need a stone block there. Oh. Water block right next to it. Stone block above it. And another sand block next to it. Apparently there is a stone here somewhere. Wait, this is 1, 1. Actually, this looks like a... Oh, I see. That's those 2, and they still have 1 diagonal from them. There's one right there. One, 2. That's one right there. Apparently that is the size of the boulder or whatever that's there. And then right next to that, it's up by 2. Over by 1. We can block all of these off. What's over by 2? Up by 2, over by 2. Actually, stone is 2. That's over by 2. Then it's up by 1, but over by 2. Then we are yeah. 2, 3. Any scrap axes, I'm just actually putting in the scrapper. There's an actual scrapper that scraps them back into some material. 3. 1, 2. And 1, 2. Here, there is a boulder there as well. That's sticking out. Then on this one we need water. We got one. 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 Two. One, two. Okay. Two, one, two. One. Yeah, we're gonna have to reconstruct a bunch of these. Let's see here. Wait. 1, 2. 1, 2. 1, 2. So there should be 3 1, 2s. 1, 2. 1, 2. Yeah. That. And then these. Let's see. 2. 2. 1, 2, 3, 4. That. Maybe. One, 2. 4. Another 1, 2. And then 1. Oh boy. Let's see here. Rebuild this water at some point, and it's gonna take forever. Alright. That's alright. Let's see. 3 up, 2 across, 2 up, and it's 2 more. Of all this. Perfect. Go back up here. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, and then 1 and 2. 1. Fudgeums. I hit the wrong button. Alright, I need to find something obvious. Five. 3. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3. 2. Oops. My gosh. It's not the worst thing ever. Two. One, two. It's a pretty strict one. Let's see, this is the big one. 2 up, 2 over. 1 up, 2. 1, 2. over 1, 2. 2. 'Let's see. 1, 2, 3. 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 2. Alright, we are going to need something else for this one. I'm gonna need to use some wood. Let's empty some stuff out of my inventory real quick. Perfect. Let's chop down this tree, get some wood, and then we should be golden for that portion. How much more do we have? I think once we're in it, yeah, once we're in it, it should be pretty fast. You just need the wood. I might need the builder's workbench for this stuff. Perfect. There's a bear out there. How did it get all the way over there? I feel like that's the beach area. Maybe not. Maybe he's actually in his natural habitat. Go back in. Get some. Let's put away some of these. Oh, we stole his tree. That makes sense. Now he's out in the wilderness, just toughing it. Let's see. Put this chalk away. I definitely don't need chalk. What is this? Oh, that's my white cloth. Okay. Build a workbench. Yeah, give me these. Yeah, there we go. That's what I was looking for. Let's put this in here. This in here. Good enough for government work. Let's get back over there, keep building. Okay. Okay. Had to count how big this was. That looks massive, but oh, I guess but I guess it's gonna line up with what's actually there, so that's fine. All right, give me some more dirt, and then we're gonna meet this on the other side. 1, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 2, and 2. Whoa, what was that? Oh, thank you so much for the raid. 6 people. I really appreciate that. How's it going, Bad Cow? Welcome. Welcome anybody that's showing up. I really appreciate it. Oh no! The bot got you. I'm so sorry. The bot's a little aggressive. It gets out of hand sometimes. Uh, Let me take care of that. It's just rogue. Uh, welcome, welcome. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. I hope you had a wonderful stream. For anybody showing up, I'm just slowly trying to trace out a giant map of Port Sarim and Falador, basically pixel by pixel from RuneScape. It is taking a little while, but we are going to have a fully accurate, hopefully 2 pixel RuneScape level area of some sort. So thank you so much. Thank you so much, guys, for showing up. I really appreciate it. If you guys have any questions, curiosities, let me know. Welcome. Welcome, welcome. Yeah. Welcome. I hope you guys had a great stream. What were you guys streaming? Were you guys building something on Hytale, or was there anything specific? My bot's a little rogue. I definitely disabled the bot for what it's worth, so it shouldn't go after you anymore. I apologize. Ten. We need 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So it's gonna be really hard to tell because it's super abstract at the moment. But these are literally going to be the docks in Port Sarim in RuneScape. These wooden pieces, this is all gonna have to be converted into an ocean area And then you're going to see the docks over here. And then on this side, you're going to see the actual Port Sarim buildings. You'll just have to kind of imagine with me that there are buildings here. There's a prison. There is a, you know, little grocery store, a fishing shop right here, and then there will be a full path going along here, eventually getting up to the farm in between Falador. So we're this is the most progress we've made. We'll be back again tomorrow when we need to be to continue it. But slowly but surely, all of this should start making a lot of sense. It just looks very sparse at the moment. This should be 10 up. That means we need 2 here. 1 here. I wish I could show this on the stream somehow. I probably am able to. Wish I could capture what I'm currently working on, because that would make a lot more sense for people. Add source. Let me throw it up there and it will all be answered. Browser image. Okay. I don't know if you guys can see this, but I acquired this from the main RuneScape map, the main world map. And as you can see, you know, Falador, the farm, all of this wonderful stuff, and then the actual Port Sarim, Remington, the mining area. I'm so sorry for that. He let's just say that earlier the bot had a little bit too much Mountain Dew, and we've been trying to keep him in check ever since, but it has, I have to be honest, it has not been going well. It has been a little bit of a struggle. He's a bit out of hand, and I have to be honest, not entirely sure what to do about it. I sent him back to his cage for now, but he is an absolute handful. Oh, thank you so much. I really appreciate it. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day. I hope to see you around at some point. That would be wonderbar. But yeah, so we have this giant screen here, and I put an entire grid over it. I believe down to a 2-pixel grid over the map, so that each individual item should become basically a full block. And so that's what we got going on here. We're tracing individual pixels. Now I believe I haven't calculated the exact surface area that we're going to be doing, because we're going to try and keep as much of... Can I swap this real quick? Let's see. There we go. We're going to try and swap as much of this land over here for ocean as possible, and we're going to try and retain as much as of the land as possible. It's not going to be easy. I think we're going to need a lot more ocean at the moment than we are going to have. But once we do it, I think it's going to be about... I think it's supposed to be 600 by like 1300 blocks, if I'm understanding correctly. If my theories are crafting a little bit, if you will. So we'll see how that turns out. It's definitely going to take me a few days to get everything fully traced out, but once I finish tracing it, everything's gonna make a lot more sense. So let me just zoom in on my little map here, and we're gonna keep going. We're gonna keep focusing in because it's gonna turn into something magical here. So let's see here. Where was I? I was making the second dock here, which should have. So this dock is actually going to extend over more. Nope, not that. This dock is going to extend over more. Which is why, yeah, so that's going to touch there, and this is going to keep going. Perfect, perfect, perfect. And then one. Unfortunately, there is a lot of pixel counting happening. It's probably maybe, absolutely maybe, not the most exciting thing in the world, but as it comes together, it's gonna look pretty amazing. 2, 1, 2, 2. Maybe I wonder if there's a way for me to just put this somewhere on the screen, just to give a little perspective on what we are working on. All right. 2, 2, 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. I can't believe he showed up and got immediately timed out by the bot. The bot said he or she. It doesn't really matter. Play. Oh yeah. So we have channel rewards, by the way, for some RuneScape music for anybody that appreciates a little bit of RuneScape action. You can play kind of 30 seconds of some of like the local RuneScape music that would be in this area. So you can play any of the tracks that would be from Port Sarim or Remington or Falador itself. And I believe the farm has a separate track as well if you have enough points for that. I will give you a little bit of a taste of some of that action. And then if any of you are familiar with any of the potential scams that people in RuneScape have to encounter, you can do some things in the chat like, you know, buying a girlfriend, or maybe, you know, try your hand at some, you know, free armor trimming or like doubling of your money. You should be able to, you know, hopefully not get scammed, to put it lightly. Hopefully not. 2, 2, 1, 2, 3, perfect. And 8 this time. 1, 2, 3, 7, 8, perfect, perfect. 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, 1, 2. That was actually perfect. I'm just gonna replace it just so I can see. Get out of here, weeds. I cannot wait for them to put better scythes and shovels and hoes in the game, because the ones we have wear out so quickly. It drives me absolutely crazy. Okay. 8, 4, 2. Adjustment. Oh boy. We are actually getting to the point where I actually think we're gonna finish at least the Port Sarim shoreline, and then we're gonna be able to dig it down all the way to ocean, and then probably, how much time do we have? Okay, I have to be honest. I'm only probably gonna be on for another half hour, so we have enough time to finish tracing it out. And then tomorrow we should be able to level Port Sarim into the levels it needs to be. And we might actually have a little town forming. Hopefully. All right. 8, 9, 10. 3, 4, 5. Perfect. 1, 1. Oh, we're coming up to the portion where it's going to start curling around. 3, 4. Nice, nice. Let's see. I believe this is another 10. This is for the dock itself, it looks like. Actually, it's on the wrong block. I guess it doesn't really matter. Cool. And this dock is going to extend in this direction. Which means this entire top part is going to become round. Honestly, this is going to extend all the way over. This is probably not going to be the level that it is, but it'll just make it easier to kind of tell what's happening. And then we have... Where does this meet up? So if we walk straight across this, we're going to have to... We'll just build on top of it. 1, 2, 3. Go up. Got to move this. 1, 2. I also like to, every once in a while, I trace these so that I know where I'm at. Because pixel art to the scale can be a bit cumbersome if you keep losing your place. 2, 1, 2. Nice. 2, and then another 2. It'd be super handy if it was mostly just straightaways, but it's mostly tiny block changes. And then... I see you, bird. I see you. I get it. I get it. Cool. Alright, over 2 more, and then we're gonna hit, oh boy. Alright, this one is going to be a bigger dock, it looks like. I'm only saying oh boy because my ability to count the individual blocks is going to be tested here. So I know that the first one is at least 10 blocks. So after that, however, is a whole different story. Looks like it's 30. So the whole thing should be 40. That's annoying. Of course, I lost count because there was a flower there. One, 22. Okay. So this is essentially going to be all one dock area. This is going to be a straightaway dock, and then or a smaller dock that goes inwards, and then I believe there's a larger dock over there that connects up with the bar right there. There should be a bar that sits right here, and so this entire dock platform, I believe, is there for that bar right there. It's a little bit weird of a setup because it has the path there, and then there's some dirt, and then um, the rest of it is the dock there. But unfortunately, I'm gonna have to count annoyingly from this dock to know, I guess, where the next portion of the water's supposed to start. Okay, so it looks like on the 20th block here, we are going. Oh, I'm running out of wood. Actually, three. Okay, I have to dig this way first, or else I'm gonna be very confused. I'm gonna put 3 more blocks there, and I'm gonna go get more wood real quick, which should be a quick trip through the portal here, and then we'll finish tracing the dock. And I believe, actually, because I'm only doing the Port Sarim area, it looks like this is just about finished. Because the rest of the coastline would connect up where Draenor is, but I don't have Draenor in the build plans at the moment, so it's not something I'm going to have to worry about. Yet. Maybe. When Falador's finished, there is a winter area over to the right. There's a winter biome over there that would actually make a really cool Draenor area with the haunted mansion there, just based on the color of the actual mansion. It looks really cool. So we'll consider that, but I definitely want to finish all of Falador before I even consider doing more of an area. But seeing as how easy enough it was to put the grid on the map, I'd say it's plausible. Can we go to sleep? Please? please. Thank you. All right. Oh, okay. Here's our little trail. All right, so we need, where did we leave off? Over here. So these actually need to be wood blocks. And then I believe we just connect right on top of this. Well, that's unfortunate. There is a giant ball in the way. Which makes it a little difficult to tell exactly where that goes. So I might just wing that portion. So where are we at? 3, 1, one more. And I'm going to guess, based on where the dock is, that we're going to go up a little bit here. And then maybe like come back down. But because we're winging it, we're going to need to count all of them to make sure they match the pixels on the signature there. 1, 2. 1, 2. So this was an extra one that I did, so it needs to go over 8 blocks. Okay. So that's 8 blocks. Now the question is, does it line up with where the water's supposed to be? I think I'll get rid of that. 1, 1. Okay. So I think we just need to line it up. Yep, right here. And then we put, I think this one's only 5. Yep, there you go. That one is only 5 for that portion of the dock. And then that connects up with more dirt. And we are almost close to being finished. 2, 4, 1, 2. Whoop. 1, 2, and 4. 2. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We are so close, I can almost taste it. One. 3 more. 3. Woo! Ugh. I love that music so much. I cannot describe the level. 2. We need 1. Get these out of the way. I think that's going to be 1, 1 then. And I think that is as far as our map that we have at the moment is going to go. And then, has any of this updated on the minimap yet? Not really. That's fine. But this entire thing is going to need to be converted into water somehow. No idea how. Play a little sea shanty to celebrate. So we're going to have to convert all of this to water. And it's going to be have to be on the level of that water. Which means we're going to have to lower all of the rest of this land to fit where these buildings are going to need to be. However, that is probably upwards of almost half of the... No, maybe a quarter of the overall image somewhat mapped out. And because I have the blocks in place, I can then build things from there. Now, so I'll be able to replace the actual blocks. And then because I have, like, for example, the docks in here, I'll be able to build from the docks and start forming all of these individual buildings one by one. We'll have to log into RuneScape at some point to confirm, you know, everything looks kosher with the buildings and there's proper colors with everything, but we'll get it squared away. Oh, does this look good? Yeah, I mean, other than just needing to mine all of this out. I actually have to be honest, I'm not looking forward to having to build out this ocean, because I believe unlike in Minecraft, you still have to do every single tier one by one. And in this game, there's no source water, or there's no generating source water that I'm aware of. So you're going to literally have to build them all block by block by block. And I'm going to have to set up, I believe, my idea is to set up a teleporter. And I'm going to have to grab buckets, basically go through the teleporter, grab water from who knows where, and just keep piping it in layer by layer by layer. So we'll have to dig this entire thing down to probably, I would say, under this ocean. And then I'm going to probably have to fill in the layer of water one by one, which is not the greatest thing I've ever... Not the one thing that I would be most excited for, to say the least. But I'm gonna start... Let's see. Let's get some of this stuff out of my inventory, because I don't have a lot of room. However, we made a ton of progress with that. I can put my wool away. I was gonna trace it out with the wool, but completely unnecessary. And if anybody is interested, this is so far the basic area that we have constructed. You know, little apple orchard. I've started a farmland. This is going to have basically 3 7x7 plots for every crop that I can grow. So these are all essence seeds, so that you can just harvest and they'll just regrow, but it takes forever to buy and make essence seeds. So that is an absolute work in progress, and I can only make that go so fast. This is an attempted tree farm. I have been struggling to get some trees to grow. I believe some of them are bugged, and I've been attempting to understand how root systems work, because root systems seem super important to that, but no matter kind of how much room I give some of them, they do not really seem to care. So I keep doing some testing. So far, these redwoods really grow really well. I don't think these redwoods are broken. I think they seem to grow into everything they're put in. Oaks do not seem to do so well. I'm not sure what's up with the oak growing system, but There is something wrong with it, to say the least. Perfect. I'm gonna put these in these chests. This is my little farming shed, where I put all my farming stuff. Just a little shed. Got some sheep in a pen. We got some cows. We got. This was my first small garden I had here. Just set myself on fire. That's pretty standard. First farm, and then our spawn area there. That's basically the same area everybody spawns. And then this is our attempt to gather animals. Obviously, there's an issue with the game where babies don't grow up, so that has not been a super fortunate thing, but we are dealing with it as we are able. Alright, put some of this away. And dirt, sand. Whoa. This is our starting of a storage room that is going under the farm here, because we have been going through a lot of blocks as we've been just chipping away at the entire area that we need to dig out. It is taken a while, but if we keep working at it, it should be done here shortly. We have what is this, adamantite foley, so it's going a lot faster than if we were just using regular tools, honestly. Let's see here. Wood. I'm gonna put this back with the oak wood. And then perfect. I'm trying to save as much of it as possible because I guarantee we're gonna go through it. Something's gonna happen and we are gonna need let's see. Perfect. Alright, we're free. I'm gonna go back to mining a little bit longer here, just because that is kind of what needs done now this is traced out. Well, that's interesting. Mr. Rain a Bird. Alright. I'm gonna have to move the teleporter at some point too. We'll cross that bridge when we get there. Alright, let's start here. We need a little bit more tunes. Can I move this maybe to the bottom of my screen would be better? Kind of make it look like a little mini map. It's kind of somewhat distracting up in that top area there. Oh, the mini map finally updated. So this is the area that we traced out and where the docks are all going to be going. And then this is going to be the I don't know if you call it a bay or whatever, that we're gonna dig this full thing out, and then there's gonna be overhanging docks, and then this is gonna turn into the south. There's like a south peninsula right below right below Port Sarim. So all of that was actually kind of carved out already as well. It's not as easy to tell because of all of the sand, but it is definitely taking shape. I don't know if we can even see the picture of it here. There's a little hump there. Absolutely. Absolutely. Just have to get a bunch of these blocks out of the way. There's no... I don't even think there's a way to blow any of these up. I do not believe the final tier... What is it? Mithril? The final tier of ores are in the game either. So we can't even do this even faster. I'm hoping maybe... I know they're working on some other stuff in the 5th update. I'm hoping that will translate into like myth ore and other stuff like higher tiers shovels. I would bet you a higher tier shovel would just blow through the dirt. I don't know for a fact, but I would bet. What else we got here? Workshop? Like the more layers that we dig down up all this, the more satisfying everything's going to look. I've been just basically staring at harvesting stuff here for days at this point. So finally being able to see any level of progress is a super good feeling. I also have to, I'm gonna have to find out how to transition. They have good transition colors in RuneScape with going from sand to going into the dirt, and I'm gonna have to try and figure out a decent way to get that to transition properly. I'm hoping they have as much colors in the game as RuneScape's able to use in those areas, because I know doing like a gradient like that in Minecraft would be somewhat difficult sometimes to find the right colors that it actually needs. Hoping, especially as we start digging all of this out, that it's all going to become super obvious. We have some pretty high areas over here. I'm gonna make sure I trace this out as much as possible because I need it to be super obvious where the lines are. I don't want to have to re-go back and be confused with what I'm looking at. That is solid right there. And then this actually has a different point. Wait, no. I think this one goes... Yeah, this one goes straight across, actually. It's all good. I put away all of my wood, but this, however, does not go straight across. This cuts off right there. Perfect. All right. Get rid of all of this. Alright, I think I'm going to go back and get somewhere safe here. I'm going to start wrapping up the stream here. I'm going to be back here tomorrow. Once again. And thank you so much for the bits, I really appreciate it. I'm going to be back tomorrow. Thank you for anybody who showed up, stayed, hung out. I really appreciate it. I'll be back at 12:30 a.m. EST tomorrow. You can check my schedule on the channel if you're interested. We'll be back at it, or if you're just browsing Hytale tomorrow, you'll see me there either way. Thank you guys so much for showing up. Like I said, really appreciate it. I hope you guys have a wonderful rest of your nights, mornings, evenings, wherever you're at in the world. Talk to you guys later.